Sturgeon. I manage the Independence Farmers Market, and this is Chef Jen Cavey. Hey, we'd like to thank the Matthews Living History Farm Museum for including us in this cooking program. The sausage in your box was raised on their farm. So let's get started. Included with the greens and sausage in your box, you'll find grits, garlic, Parmesan cheese, butter, eggs, and a colander from the Virginia Family Nutrition Program. We'll also include spices and salt and pepper. We've provided the ingredients. These are the tools you might need. A 2-quart pot to boil the water for the grits, a frying pan for cooking the sausage, garlic and greens, and frying the egg. You can use a spatula for stirring everything, or you might prefer a wooden spoon or a whisk. Even a fork will work. Scissors will be handy for opening the sausage packet, or just use a knife. We use a quart jar for measuring the water. You need 4 cups, and a coffee cup for smashing the garlic.
So we're gonna form up sausage patties. Could you turn on the heat, please? All right, now that we have it out of the package, we're just gonna cut it into quarters, 4 equal pieces. If you have 5 people, then you're gonna have to just pull it off in gobs. And we're gonna start forming it into patties. All right? And we're gonna make it thinner in the center than we do on the outside edges. And the reason we're gonna do that is because the meat is gonna shrink up a bit. All right, so I'm making it thinner and kind of round. You don't have to be precise. You could leave it square if you wanted. All right? And you want to cook ground meat all the way, like sausage and hamburger, all the way through to finished. No pink. What do you think? And there you have it.
We're going to wash the greens. Anytime you get vegetables, whether it's from the grocery store or the farmer's market, you want to be sure to wash it again. You can wash it in a container or just in your sink. So I'm going to dump my greens in here and swish them around. And you know your greens are clean when the water that you're washing them in stays clean after you've pulled them out. All right, dry your greens. You'll use the colander that's included in your kit. It's really cool. It pops out. Take a handful of your greens, put them in there. They don't have to be totally dry because we're going to be adding water to the greens when we cook them. I'm just going to shake them and put them on a towel. And I'll do that with all the greens. This is kale. There's lots of different kinds of kale. All right, the water's a little bit off color, so I'm going to rinse the greens one more time.
Okay, I'm going to check to see if the sausage are browned on the bottom. Just lift them up, take a peek, flip them over, and there it is. Look at that. And do you see how they've gotten smaller? All right. So the grit water is boiling now, and we're going to add about a teaspoon of salt. And it bubbles. And then we are going to stir in with a whisk, and we're going to do it real slow. Just add it really slow and start stirring, or it'll clump up at the bottom. There we go. And you're going to want to stir it with either a whisk or a fork or a wooden spoon. You're going to want to stir it until the corn suspends itself in water. It takes just a few moments. If you don't stir it, the corn will go all the way to the bottom and turn into one solid clump. It's starting to boil and it's starting to suspend in the water. You can see it. And once it starts suspending itself in the water, you will stir it occasionally. And you can see how it's thickening up. I also put another cup of water in my quart jar because 4 cups may not be enough. And there you have
Jen,
it.
how do you know whether a quart of water is not enough?
Well, it starts getting really thick and it's not tender yet. So basically this will take 20-25 minutes. Really, if it thickens up less than 20 minutes, you need to add water.
And that might relate to how old the grits are.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Once the grits are suspended in the water, you want to turn the heat down a little bit, don't you?
Sure, you betcha. Definitely suspended. There it is. All right. And so this is going to take about 20 minutes, and add some water if you need to. I turned it down to medium low.
Okay, while everything is still cooking, we're going to go ahead and start on the greens. We're going to mince some garlic and chop the greens. And each one separates out into a clove. There's sort of a papery covering on the cloves that can be aggravating to get off. And we're going to show you a quick way to do that, which is just smushing it with a coffee cup.
Are you ready? Gently, just gently.
Because I tend to smush it to smithereens.
Gently. All right, and watch this. The paper comes right off.
Jen's going to use a knife to mince the garlic. You could also use a garlic press. The main thing is you want the garlic in fairly small pieces.
All right, so to chop garlic, watch your fingers. Keep your fingers up and out of the way. Your thumb behind your fingers that are flat. And lay your hands on top. And just rock your knife back and forth until you have it small enough where you're happy. That's all there is to it. We're going to check to see if the sausage is ready. We've already flipped it one time. I just use my fingers. And it seems still a little soft in the center. So we're going to flip it one more time just to finish it up. Ooh, it's getting pretty. All right, that's going to take just a moment because it's almost done.